Farrah has lifelong injuries from her accident and making this wrong decision in her life. She's quadriplegic. She's not able to move from her neck down. Everything that a person can do as a normal person, she can't do anymore. And the results is that she'll always have to need somebody. And I'm hoping that we could help Farrah in grasping her needs, because I'm sorry, I just need to breathe. She was on life support. She had multiple injuries. We all had to be called to the hospital as a family to figure out how Farrah's condition was gonna be and turn out. She pulled through her injuries, she pulled through the accident, and being pushed into a place where healing should happen, but in these facilities where she should be healing and, family should have access to family, she hasn't been able to have any of this. And she has been, moved from a facility, GF Strong, to another facility. She hasn't been home, and we want her to come home and be able to call home where she belongs, and be able to have access to her life again. Farrah has always been in and out of our lives, all our lives, and she's grown to be like a sister to me. My mom took the role of being the mom that she lost when she was 13. And when her mom passed away, the bond got stronger because she was with us. She had to move in. And that's when I started to get to know her more. Farrah was so outgoing. She was happy fishing with us on the beach of Babine Lake. Living in the community in our reserve, there was a lot of challenges and struggles, addictions, and things that she had to face growing up like everyone else, and she had to try to fix her life in moving on. So she moved out of our community and went to Ontario. She's so bubbly, and she always makes the right decision. I believe that was a good decision for her to do, moving away. And she learned that her community is where she belonged to raise her child with her family, and that she couldn't do it on her own. As First Nations people, she had to call 911. I don't like to say, but calling her call bell, and nobody was coming to attend to her. So there was no nurse to come and help her, because she was feeling feverish, she was feeling sick. She wanted help, and no one was able to help. So she had a phone, and she was able to call a family member. They were able to explain to each other what was going on and how they could help. And she says she's sick, she needed the doctor, and she can't breathe. So she took it into her own hands and called 911. Our community, we are lacking facilities down in the lakes area. Smithers, Houston, Topley, Burns Lake, Granisle. We have facilities. We've looked into moving her to the facilities at home. We talked to Northern Health and people in and around our community, and the news we got back was there's no room for Farrah, that they're overloaded, there's a waiting list. That's one reason why I took this into my own consideration in fundraising, because there is nowhere Farrah could go to have the full care that she needs. We need this facility. We need to bring it to our home back to the lake so we can have room for these people. On my journey, I've ran into so many people, and a lot say that they left their loved one at home and they're scared their house might burn down because their mom is going through dementia and needs a daycare. I want this facility to be for many walks of life, for everybody. Because I see not only Farrah struggling, I see many people. I have a heart for everyone. And it's my passion to bring this to the people that we are in need of. I never knew that I would come to this point in my life to helping bring, awareness about a facility until I became an ambulance attendant. And it opened my eyes to everyone. I started thinking about what I could do to help Farrah. We were on our way back from one of the meetings that my mom had in Vancouver. We came back and we stopped by Farrah, and there's this one guy that was on TikTok who I seen started walking from Vancouver to help the missing and murdered Indigenous women. And I thought, wow, he's doing it. He just walked from Vancouver and he's out there fundraising for and making everybody aware, and it's working, because I'm on his platform looking and sending him flowers. Was giving me the encouragement and the idea to bring this upon everybody's attention through walking. So we stopped by Farrah and I said, look, Farrah, this guy started walking and fundraising for missing and murdered Indigenous women. I said, how about we start walking for this long-term care aid facility so you could come home? She said, yeah, with big, bright sparkles in her eyes. And I looked at her, I said, yeah, right, Mom? Right, Uncle? They said, yeah, let's do this. We started last year, Father's Day, from my community, Tachet Reserve in British Columbia, BC. It's been a challenge because my mom is a counselor. She sits on the board with our communities as a representative with the chief and counselors. So we did 3 straight days at the beginning. I never knew that, walking took a big toll on your body, but at the end of the night, you need your rest. We looked for any spot on the side of the road to unpack our tent. Sometimes we would sleep in our car, and sometimes through our walk, I would lose her because her hat would fly away with the wind when the semis drive by, and she would have to chase it down the hill, and I would be driving back and forth. Where did she go? She couldn't have ran anywhere. Finding her, making sure that, we didn't lose her, nobody picked her up, and I was so excited when I seen her face. I was like, oh my goodness, we need help. We can't do this on our own, Mom. We could do it. She just kept saying we could do this. So we kept on at it and trying, and we got a donation of $200 for our fuel and meals and whatever it is that and the encouragement that they said this was a good idea. We're doing very good, and it's something that we all need in the community to keep on going. So opening our minds and hearts to these people really gave us the encouragement to continue on and go further. So far, we've walked 500 kilometers from Tachet to 100 Mile. I'm wanting to get back out there. I did a little bit of walking this year. I made it from Williams Lake to 100 Mile. Wanting to go to Kamloops to have her join and shine a light on her so she could have a little walk with us. And who knows, maybe we might walk to the Parliament to hopefully open the eyes of our governance, to let them know that we need this in our area. So Ottawa is where we're planning on making our journey to. If anything, I'm just asking for help to make this and run this facility and building the facility and making sure it's go for our people to live and come home to. And Farrah and everyone in her situation is not dead. Just want to let everybody know that everyone in her state deserves to be heard and not placed here and there, shoved in the corner somewhere. She does have a life. They do have a life. Everyone deserves an opinion in their own life. And if you've, seen me walking, I've been out there walking for this facility, and my goal is 5 million, but we're hoping that we can gradually have an assistant living and adult daycare, all of these things all in one. I would like to say thank you all for taking the time to listen to our story, and all of you who helped along the way for me to get this far. Because if it wasn't for a lot of other people in my life, I would have given up long ago. But because Farrah's still living, I'm not gonna give up. I love you, Farrah, so much. And I love all the people in her condition facing this on their own. I hear you. I just want to give you guys all a big thanks from the bottom of my heart. I mean it. If it wasn't for you all, I wouldn't have made it this far.